What is up, everyone? Today on Seth Leroy Hustle Adventures, I wanted to do a topic on cargo van expediting and the startup cost. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first and foremost, we already have a video that is how to step by step, which that video has helped a lot of people. A lot of people have reached out. That goes over the exact numbers. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video as well is because it's so arbitrary to just say these are the startup costs. Because coming from the perspective of there's so many different ways to do it. Some people lease a van, some people buy outright like I did. The reason I bought outright was so that I had less overhead, wasn't freaking out about payments. I mean, some people who go the lease route sign on to a company, so then their insurance is covered. But the reason I wanted to make this because I get asked this a lot. How much for me? For us in total, it was about $16K. Now, our van was $13K. It's a 2013 Ford 350 Econoline extended. Now, that's just what we went with because we heard you wanted it to not be more than 10 years old or something. But going into having our own authority, we didn't know more of that, needing a newer van. A lot of that is more with signing on with a company. So I understand why people who lease vans do that. So I mean, that's why I wanted to make this video. Is it's so there's so many variables, so many different amounts of startup costs. But now let me just say, if you're trying to get your own authority from the business standpoint, if you're not doing everything yourself, I would say it was about $1,000. And then the things you need, I've told people this: straps. I mean, when I started, I still had my tools and my other things, but literally straps. I mean, I'm going to do a video eventually of everything that I keep in my van. I'm waiting until it keeps getting nicer and nicer out. But literally, if you got a van and you got straps, you're good to go. And that's why I'm saying, too, to refer to my how to start your own business with your own authority step by step. That's if that's the route you're going to go. But I also wanted to make this video on startup costs, just talking about how it's impossible to say the exact startup cost. But that's why I said for me. But now looking back, because I've talked to dispatchers, brokers I've worked with, I could have got an older vehicle. So that's why it all depends. But from what I've heard, because I am cargo van, I'm not a Sprinter van, I've heard you want that extended. So I'm glad that's why we went with it. We wanted that length. We're 127 inches deep, 52 and a half wheelbase well, and then 50 inches high from the door. Now, obviously, as you guys seen in my videos, I've had no issues making money. It's been going great. That's why we went with buying outright. That's why everyone's case is different, and we're in the Midwest, which is really good. And I've been just staying regional actually. So it's been actually going really well. So now that's why too, I wanted to really quickly just get that out there that the startup cost is effectively what you decide. I mean, but obviously if you're going to get a small cargo van, I've had people who've gotten the 150 and the whatever and not extended, and they're hitting me up I can't find loads. Or if you get something super old, some dispatchers and some companies won't want to work with you. So I would say, yeah, get something decently newer. But as far as startup costs, it just depends. It depends on what you want to do. The reason I wanted to buy something newer, like I said, I thought you needed that. But come to find out, you do not need that when you have your own authority. It's obviously better. I mean, it's better for the company. It's better for, working with brokers and dispatchers. But I mean, I could have found something older that's an extended. But I love my van. I've only had tire issue was when I had my gauge that had to be replaced, and then I had my wheel bearing, which at first was only $415, no big deal. I get 25% off there because I go there for everything, and then boom, it was about $1,000. So I mean, that's the thing too. There's not only startup costs, there's backup money, but that might be different for people who are leasing. So that's why I wanted to make this video, is because I get asked that a lot, and I say it a lot. I just say, It all depends, man. It depends on what you want to do. But I do give the best advice I can is I know high roofs are good. I know the bigger the better, you know, the general consensus, but you're going to want an extended from what I have found out in this industry when you're a cargo van. Like, I know people make money with anything. I see people sometimes have pickups and Jeeps. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not that you can't make money with a smaller van, but I would definitely recommend getting that extended cargo van. That's why I want to make this video too. So if you're going cargo van, I'm not talking Sprinter van. If you're going cargo van, get that extended cargo van. And I was nervous to go with cargo van, but you know, I thought logically too. I used to work in a lot of facilities that had pallets, and I mean, we didn't have a lot of pallets that were 70, 80, 90 inches high. We just didn't. But I know that still would be good, but I do love not being diesel. I love that I use regular fuel because the way that they price it out is like, from what I've been told by dispatchers and people who've been in the industry longer, that it's, you know, you're making a better profit because, you know, when you're bidding, you're not bidding on, oh, I use regular, or you're like, well, you might be. I'm not saying you know what I'm saying. In terms of a broker, they're just they you know, there's that standard going rate, and they're not really thinking about, oh, are you diesel or regular? Like, they're just more so. Definitely make some extra cash that way, but so for the most part, your startup cost can be anything, any range. But if you want to see exactly ours, it's on that how-to video, but it was about 16K total. We could have went way less though, let me tell you. Like, now looking back, we could have went, you know, with like $7,000 or something. Which obviously we're happy because I really like my van. It's a really nice van. I'm going to do a tour on it eventually because I guess that's a thing people do, but I haven't gotten to that yet. But for the most part, definitely super happy with it. I mean, I know people who went cheap and it works, and to me that's cheap. Like, I almost bought a cargo or a Sprinter van for $38,000. I was gonna look at, didn't, and then I almost bought a straight truck. I'm so glad I went with the more cost-effective, you know, cheaper version, which was obviously a cargo van. So, you know, that's why I started putting content out there too, just to, you know, do a little bit more with cargo vans, because I you know, there are things out there, but a lot of it was Sprinter van that we kept finding. So I wanted to show people living in it how much money you make in it, and it's been fun so far. But anyways, that's it for the day. We got merch out. If it's the first link in the description, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate everyone who tunes in, and you don't even know how much it means to us. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, we're just grateful that you're here with us watching and listening to us. But everyone have a blessed day and keep hustling.